I still remember the way her lipstick bled onto my collar the first night we met, smudged crimson like a secret whispered too close. Her name was Kaya, and she wore confidence like a silk dress, flowing, impossible to look away from. That night, beneath low amber lights in a sleepy downtown bar, I let her laughter wrap around me. It was genuine, or so I believe. Her smile stitched warmth into my ribs, leaving no room for doubt. I was never one for quick love or fast attachments, but Kaya had a way of making time irrelevant. Her words danced, her gaze lingered, and I followed her through every door she opened. Within weeks, I was learning how she took her coffee, memorizing the order of birthmarks trailing her spine, practicing the lullabies she hummed when folding laundry. It felt real, like I had found a rhythm I didn't know I was missing. Kaya had 3 children, Ilara, Milo, and Junie, from a relationship she rarely discussed. I never pressed. My love wasn't conditional. I read bedtime stories, stitched scraped knees, juggled pancake mornings like I'd always been part of the picture. It didn't matter they weren't mine by blood. Love made them feel like mine. Things were good, almost suspiciously perfect. We got engaged under a willow tree near her grandmother's house, ring trembling in my palm, heart pacing like a runaway train. She said yes, eyes wet, voice cracked with emotion. I'd never felt more certain of anything. Family was all I ever wanted, and Kaya gave me that. But something shifted around the 8th month. Little signs I buried under loyalty. She started sleeping with her phone under her pillow, flinching when I asked simple questions. Her kisses felt rushed, more obligation than desire. I told myself she was just stressed. 3 kids, planning a wedding, balancing her job. It was a lot. But doubt gnawed like termites behind drywall, silent but persistent. Then came the night I found the text. She'd left her phone on the charger. I wasn't looking for anything, I swear, but it lit up, and his name burned across the screen. Jax. The message read, "Wish you were here. I miss your mouth." I didn't want to believe it. My mind clung to delusion, desperately rewriting narratives, trying to fit this into a world where she still loved me. But love doesn't come wrapped in deceit. I confronted her that night, heart shattering with every syllable. She didn't deny it. Didn't even flinch. "Jax never stopped being part of me," she said, like it explained everything. I tried to move on. I thought I could. But he's the father of my kids. I asked her if she ever loved me. Her silence was louder than any scream. She moved out 2 days later. Took the kids, packed in haste. Left behind only her toothbrush and a note. "You're still welcome to be in their lives if you want. They love you. I hope you'll understand." Understand? How could I? She gutted me with the grace of a ballet dancer, elegant, precise, devastating. The following weeks passed in a haze. I couldn't sleep without hearing Junie's little feet running across the hall. Couldn't make breakfast without seeing Ilara's cereal spills or Milo's sticky jam fingers. Every corner of my apartment echoed with absence. Every drawer held ghosts. Kaya would text me occasionally. Photos of the kids. A drawing Junie made. A video of Milo saying he missed me. Each message twisted the knife she'd left in my chest. And yet, I responded. I couldn't bring myself to punish the children for their mother's betrayal. But her expectations grew bolder. She'd ask if I could pick them up from school, take them for weekends, help with homework. All while rekindling her romance with Jax, parading their love on social media like we'd never existed. He moved in with her 3 weeks after she left me. And still, part of me couldn't let go. What kind of fool does that make me? Maybe the kind who fell for a dream so hard, he mistook it for truth. Weeks dissolved into months. Pain became routine. I stopped hoping she'd call to apologize, to say it was all a mistake. That fantasy faded like chalk on rain-soaked sidewalk. Yet every time my phone vibrated with her name, my breath caught. Not out of love anymore, something colder, tangled, hard to name. I saw her once, at a grocery store. She walked beside Jax, pushing a cart with Milo perched inside, Junie hanging onto her sleeve. Elara spotted me first. She broke from them like a spark leaping from firewood, arms wide, screaming, "Daddy! Daddy!" The word crushed me. Kaya froze, expression unreadable. Jax narrowed his eyes, jaw set like stone. I crouched, arms open, letting her collide with me, that little heart still beating for something I'd never truly had. Her siblings followed, smiling, laughing. I held them, one by one, a bittersweet warmth seeping through my bones. Then I looked up. Kaya was crying. Not loud sobs, just a shimmer in her lashes, her lips pinched shut, shaking slightly. Jax put an arm around her shoulder, protective, possessive. My chest burned. I rose slowly, kids clinging to my hand. She came closer, her voice a whisper under the fluorescent hum. "They need you. I know I don't deserve anything from you, but they do." I nodded. That day, I agreed to take them every other weekend. It wasn't just guilt that made me say yes. It was the hollow ache in my chest that only softened in their presence. I missed bedtime stories. I missed being needed. But something changed after that encounter. Kaya began calling more often. Sometimes for the kids. Sometimes just to talk. "I miss your calm," she said once. Another time, "You were good for us. Better than I knew." I said nothing. She started lingering longer during drop-off. Her hand would brush mine when handing over Junie's bag. She'd wear perfume I recognized, that musky vanilla she used to wear when we made love on rainy mornings. Her eyes lingered. Her voice softened. The words changed. "I never stopped caring," she whispered one night. I knew it was wrong. I knew what she'd done. But lust is cruel. It doesn't care about betrayal. It waits, patient, slithering through cracks in resolve. And Kaya knew exactly where my cracks were. One night, after dropping off the kids, she didn't leave. She stood in the doorway, arms crossed, biting her lip like she used to when she was nervous. She looked different, older, heavier around the eyes, but still Kaya. Still dangerous. "I can't stop thinking about you," she said. I didn't speak. She stepped inside. I should have closed the door. Instead, I let it fall shut behind her. We didn't talk. Her hands found my shirt. Mine found her hips. Her breath caught in my ear like a confession. We stumbled through the hallway, tripping over memories, shedding guilt like clothing. Lust didn't ask permission. It surged forward, reckless, furious. She kissed me like she hadn't just rebuilt a life with someone else. She clung to me like a woman drowning. Afterward, she curled against me, breathing softly. I stared at the ceiling, heart racing. "What are we doing?" I asked. "I don't know," she said. Liar. I wasn't sure if she was using me, or if she just didn't know how to let go. But I wasn't innocent either. I wanted her. Not the betrayal. Not the lies. But her. The way she arched when I touched her. The sound of her laughter when we used to dance in the kitchen. I wanted the woman I thought she was. But that woman was gone. Still we kept meeting. Once a week, sometimes more. Always secret, always wrapped in stolen time and whispered names. It was lust, pure, desperate, messy. We never talked about Jax. We never talked about what this meant. Until the night she cried again. She sat on my couch in her oversized sweater, knees hugged to her chest, face streaked with tears. "He doesn't love me like you did," she said. "He never changed." I thought the kids deserved a whole family. "They deserved honesty," I said. Her eyes met mine. "So did you." It wasn't an apology, not really. But it was the closest she'd come. I kissed her again, tasting salt and sorrow. And I hated myself a little more for doing it. She left before dawn. The next day, I woke up empty. Kaya's visits turned from accidents to habit. Soon, they felt like rituals, unspoken, forbidden. She would text late, "You awake?" And I always was. Lust made sure of that. Grief too. We never talked about Jax. Not his name, not his role, not how he played house in the space I helped her build. We pretended the outside world didn't exist when her body tangled with mine. It was just us, skin against skin, heat swallowing guilt like fire swallowing dry leaves. But it couldn't stay hidden forever. One morning, Elara asked why Mommy was crying in her room. She drew me a picture that same day, me, her, Milo, Junie, and Kaya, all holding hands under a crooked sun. I hung it on my fridge and stared at it for hours. Then Jax found out. I don't know how. Maybe she slipped. Maybe she wanted to be caught. Either way, it happened fast. Kaya showed up at my door shaking, lip split, wrist bruised. I opened without asking. She collapsed in my arms like a dam bursting. He went through my phone, she whispered. I didn't think he'd actually. She didn't finish. I led her to the couch, hands trembling. I grabbed ice, painkillers, blankets, anything that made me feel useful again. He hit you? A nod. I'll kill him. No, she said quickly, grabbing my wrist. Please. Just don't. The kids. I sat beside her, rage burning through my veins like acid. My fists clenched, unclenched, clenched again. She touched my face, tears dripping down her chin. I don't know where else to go. I knew I should have told her to leave, go to her sister, call the police, anything. But I didn't. I let her stay. That night, she curled into me like she used to, as if the world hadn't shifted, as if she hadn't once chosen someone else. I held her while she cried. No lust this time. No kisses. Just silence. Just warmth. Just pain. In the morning, the kids called. Elara's voice cracked. Where's Mommy? Kaya couldn't speak. I took the phone. She's okay, sweetheart. She's safe. Can she come home? I didn't know how to answer. Eventually, she went back. Not because she forgave Jax, because she felt trapped. Because the custody arrangement was twisted, messy, hard to break. Because real life doesn't care about hearts. For a while, she stopped coming over. Weeks passed. Then a month. No texts. No late-night knocks. I thought maybe it was done. Then I got the letter. It wasn't from Kaya, it was from Jax. Type. Cold. Legal. Cease and desist contact. Do not approach the children. No visitation. No rights. You are not their father. Stay away. I laughed when I read it. A short, bitter sound. My hands crumpled the page before I could stop them. I wanted to scream. I raised those kids. I kissed scraped knees, braided hair, cheered at soccer games, wiped away night terrors. I taught Elara to ride her bike. I held Milo's hand when he broke his arm. I watched Junie sleep, counting her breaths like prayers. But I wasn't their father. And now I wasn't even allowed to say goodbye. Kaya didn't reach out. She didn't explain. Maybe she couldn't. Maybe Jax was watching every move. Or maybe she chose silence over confrontation. Again. I sank into a kind of emptiness I didn't know was possible. Grief curled inside my ribs and stayed there like a parasite. I stopped answering calls. Stopped leaving my apartment. Stopped pretending I was okay. Then, one night, Kaya showed up. It was raining. Thunder rolled across the city, heavy and low like a threat. She stood at my door soaked, hair clinging to her cheeks, mascara smeared. I had to see you. I didn't move. I didn't let her in. You let him send that letter. I didn't know, she said quickly. He did it while I was out. I swear. I stared at her. But you didn't stop him. She bit her lip. I tried. He has the power right now. If I fight him, I could lose them. You already did. Her face shattered. She stepped forward, hands trembling. I miss you. I miss us. I held up my hand. Don't. I love you. No, Kaya, I said quietly. You loved the idea of me. The stability. The fantasy. But you didn't choose me. You never did. Tears mixed with rain. She reached out, fingers brushing my chest. I can't do this anymore, I whispered. Not like this. Not in the shadows. I want to fix it. You can't. For once, I stepped back. Closed the door gently. Didn't lock it. But I didn't open it again either. She left in silence. The picture on my fridge stayed up. The house stayed quiet. And I stayed alone. For now. Some mornings I still hear them, feet padding across the hardwood, tiny voices calling out for breakfast. Habit is cruel. Grief has a schedule it never shares. I stopped counting days after Kaya last knocked. I didn't burn the picture Ilara drew. I didn't throw out Junie's forgotten stuffed rabbit. I kept Milo's half-built Lego rocket on the bookshelf, not because I believed they were coming back, but because I didn't want to forget I'd mattered. Something changed in me after that final goodbye. I stopped waiting. I started living. I joined a gym. Not to get ripped, just to feel something other than loss. I began working longer hours, saying yes to drinks with coworkers, nodding at invitations I used to ignore. I deleted old photos, then restored them, then archived them. Healing never moves in a straight line. One Saturday, I found myself driving out of town with no plan. Windows down, music low, breeze full of spring. I ended up at a quiet lake Kaya once took me to with the kids. I parked, got out, sat at the edge of the dock with bare feet in cold water. A woman walked by with 2 dogs. She smiled. I smiled back. Nothing happened. But something shifted. That's how recovery starts, not in big moments but in quiet ones. A smile from a stranger. A sunrise that doesn't feel like punishment. An exhale that doesn't catch on heartbreak. A few weeks later, I saw Kaya again. It wasn't dramatic. Just a grocery aisle, cereal boxes and canned soup between us. She looked thinner, like sleep hadn't visited her much lately. Her hair was shorter. Her eyes still knew how to hold mine too long. I didn't think I'd see you here, she said, voice soft. I shrugged. Guess we're both creatures of habit. How've you been? Better, I said truthfully. She nodded, glancing down. The kids ask about you. I looked away. I bet Jax loves that. Her face flickered. We're not together anymore. I didn't reply. She stepped closer. I never stopped caring. That's the problem, Kaya. You cared, but only when it was easy. She flinched, then reached into her bag. A small envelope. They wrote you letters. I didn't open them. I just thought you should have them. I took it, slowly, careful not to touch her hand. They miss you. I miss them too, I said. She lingered like she wanted to say more. Then she walked away. I waited until I got home to open it. 3 letters. 1 from each. Ilara's was full of hearts, stickers, misspelled words. I love you forever. Please don't forget me. I still have our secret handshake. Milo's was short. I got an A in math. I wish you were here. You make better sandwiches than Mommy. Junie's was scribbles, a stick figure holding a balloon, labeled you. I cried harder than I had in months. Then I wrote 3 letters back. I didn't know if Kaya would pass them along. I hoped she would. I didn't ask for anything, just told them I was proud of them, that I missed their stories, their giggles, their chaos. I told them love doesn't stop, even when people do stupid things. And then, for the first time, I told myself that too. Forgiveness didn't come easy. Not for Kaya. Not for myself. But it came. Piece by piece. I stopped checking her socials. Stopped replaying old fights. Stopped wondering what I could have done differently. The truth was, I gave everything. She made her choice. I lived with it. I started volunteering at a youth center on Sundays. Taught coding to kids who'd never touched a laptop. One girl reminded me of Ilara, curious, bossy, brilliant. A boy with Milo's stubbornness once asked me, "Why do you care so much?" I just smiled. Because I remember how it felt to matter. And I wasn't done mattering. One evening, I got a call from Kaya. I almost didn't answer. But I did. I passed the letters to them, she said. They cried. I said nothing. They want to see you. I told them it might not happen. I let the silence stretch before speaking. Maybe one day. If it's healthy. If it makes sense. But I'm not stepping into the same fire twice. I understand. Do you? She sighed. I'm in therapy now. Trying to unlearn a lot of patterns. Too little, too late, I know. But I wanted to tell you. Because you deserved someone better. And I wasn't. That time I didn't argue. Goodbye, Kaya. Goodbye, Eli. I hadn't heard my name in her mouth for so long. It felt strange. Not bitter. Just done. The last time I saw Alara was almost a year later, at a school play. She spotted me from the stage, eyes wide. I didn't go backstage. I didn't push. I waved. She waved back. It was enough.